Ladies and gentlemen, the moment that you have been waiting for, a battle of the ages. Paracusia of Blue Esports versus Puncayshun. And with me in the commentary booth is none other than Badgeronis. What's up, man?
Hello. I am very excited for this one. It is not only the Cyclops Society showdown, it's a match between two people who really like to go at it with the banter. I love to see it. It brings a little bit of extra spice to the match. And Para's been, I gotta say, he's been tooting his own horn a little bit, calling himself a Mario God, saying he's gonna absolutely destroy Punkay in the semifinals. So we gotta see if he can deliver. Now, he's been doing a lot of like 70 no resets, while Punkay's still been grinding away at WoW Classic, so you might want to give him the edge. But Punkay's been too consistent, man. It's not human.
Yeah, Punkay is quite the man. He just took the 45-star invitational over D whatever. No problems, back-to-back 2-0. So is he going to drop a 2-0 here against Paracusia? Paracusia definitely been diligently working, no doubt about that. Has been, I think the most recent thing I saw was he said he did like 5 no resets, and 2 of them were 48s and 3 of them were 49s or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but he's been grinding, to say the least, doing no resets, doing everything he can. But now is the time to show up. The spotlight is on, the pressure, the thousands in the audience watching. There is so much on the line. Will Punkay move on to the grand finals and possibly take season 2 like he took season 1? Or is Paracusia going to stop? What's going on? We're going to find out.
Yeah, Punkay versus D whatever is the ultimate showdown that is kind of the materialization of the first and second place runners, and also just kind of the way the leagues have been going. The best 2 runners with stats, although Cheese has been up there as well. But just in terms of what it would mean to see Punkay do whatever in the final, it's kind of the one that we've been expecting, would love to see. But on the other hand, if anyone was going to be the dark horse, it is Paracusia, the man from down under. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's always like got a special like competitive fire, where I think sometimes Punkay kind of just shows up like it's a day in the office, but it's personal with Para. And I think that can sometimes be a disadvantage, but it's also one of his greatest strengths. So they both got a good bomb clip. Para on that JP version, so it looks like he's ahead, but we'll lose 3 seconds over the course of the run. Punkay coming out right behind him. If you got a guess for the slide, you can go ahead and throw it in. Otherwise, I'm going to just keep talking. I'm going to say maybe a 12-6 for both. I'm feeling ambitious today. Now, one thing that we are going to see from Para is a little bit more of a subdued playbook here. Now, in Para's preparation, he decided to do like some kind of comfy strat no resets, and he was getting very close to his PB. And he's decided like, hey, I'm usually known for going for very hard movement, like being very fast. But if I dial it back, I'm going to be able to play consistently like Punkay, and that'll give me a chance to win. So that's going to be Para's game plan going in here. And Punkay just has to do what he's always done and just grind out, you know, a robotic consistency, get like a mid 48 and peace out. But Para is definitely up to the challenge if he can do what he did in practice. Heading into Walms now, let's see what they choose as their first star. Paracusia going for 100 coin, getting that Pro Psycho, though he's not actually dialing it back here. You know Punkay will go for the easier method. Ledge grab setup canvas for Punkay. Para getting onto the blue switch with 20 coins. That's actually a bit slow to do 2 kicks there, but he's still going to be on pace. Well, that slowed him down. He has to make a long jump. He makes it work. And really great adjustment there to get that second long jump. He didn't have much space to work with, so that was very tight maneuvering. Punkay did get cannonless. In the meantime, Para's got also a bit of a signature Womps 100 island movement. Unfortunately, it is slower. I would say maybe like half a second or so, not like by too much. Alright, Punkay going for that try and shoot half cycle skip without the extra line of 5. So Para was able to convert some time save there. And he might also be able to save time on texture setup. But that's not the issue with Punkay. He's not concerned about saving those bits here and there, although that might be a little bit of an extra time loss. He's going to go all the way around here. The blue coin might fall. It's gone. He's going to have to get the other one. So that'll be another like 7 seconds possibly coming out of Punkay's pocket early on in the game. And this isn't too big of a mistake, but it's about what would happen if you missed Owless or Candleless. So it's not like Punkay is having a smooth Woms currently. Now Para, he's going for that ledge grab setup as well, not risking the texture. That one will be converted. And Punkay is finishing up.
These players are moving. They're definitely doing the thing that needs to be done in order to play the game, which nobody can doubt that.
I can definitely see you are paying close attention. So we decided was going to go stay hydrated in the meantime there. But yeah, Punkay had a bit of a slip up on Woms 100. Para's been rock solid, although you never know how long that's going to happen. Woms is always just Woms, and isn't always an indicator of the rest of the run. But he's ahead right now, which is definitely where you want to be if you're the dark horse.
Yeah, very good start. Any time that you can take off of Punkay is extremely important, valuable. So Paracusia is going to take that, no doubt. Happy, riding all the way home.
Stocks going up.
The stocks, the Cyclops are raising up, representing. It's beautiful.
Para did not do Owless. Maybe he's actually going for Owl strat. That would be crazy. But I mentioned that he's been going for some like kind of comfy strat, no resets, and that's kind of what you were mentioning in his practice. So it looks like he's actually going to do that. I was not expecting him to be this comfy. So he still went for Pro Cycle 100 coin, but he's not doing Owless. Unless he's going to select Star 1, which that's another thing. But I'm very curious to see what his decision here is on the last star.
No way. There's no way he's doing Owl. What? No way. Paracusia going for the Owl. One of the biggest anti-Punkay strats out there. I mean, I know it's all in good jest, but what? Both? Okay, this must have been an agreement. I swear this was. They have done this sort of thing before.
This must have been predetermined, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that both of them decided to take the Owl just for the meme. Just for a better race, which I can get behind, you know? That's fair. That's fair. Punkay actually has, I forget which match it was, but he almost died to Owless. Like, he missed it 4 times in a row, and he did not grab a backup coin, and if he missed it again, he was going to die, but fortunately, he got it. But not bad. You don't get to see that every day. The Owl is just waiting patiently in the tree, trying to help Mario, but Mario doesn't need him until the semifinals of D1, apparently. So, hot dog.
You'd be like that sometimes. So, that is not something I was expecting. You know, it does seem like they probably agreed to do this beforehand. Para not lag reducing, getting caught lacking at the wheel. But in other words, I'm curious to see what they're going to do the rest of the run. If they have any more, like, safety strats in store.
I would love to see, like, it seemed like maybe they agreed to do one thing, but one player decides not to, just to save time. But I don't think we would see that. They're very, very moral men. Oh, but the rollout on the switch from Paracusia. Let's go, baby. And yeah, you did mention that Paracusia taking safer strats, although thus far, I mean, the Owl, both of them doing it, not really a big deal. However, that is right. Paracusia has mentioned that he's going to tune it down a little bit in order to up that consistency, which, I mean, if it's been proven by Punkay alone that you don't need to be shining. You don't need to be like diamonds. You can just be like a rhinestone, you know, look the same, but not really be the same.
Para's getting molded into a diamond with all the heat he's been under, or at least Mario's booty cake is getting a bit clad by the flame shooter. But yeah, that's going to be Shig if he can convert it, but probably not.
He could have went for the triple jump on the elevator there, but that is sometimes a little bit finicky.
Oh, going for poverty normal cycle movement.
So normal cycle.
One of the OGs of quote-unquote poverty Shig.
That is right. He is a big proponent for poverty Shigeru, basically mixing the normal and Shigeru cycle movements together. Was Punkei just super early there? It looks like he could have made that, but being very safe, and I don't blame him at all. If you die in Dark World, that is so demoralizing. So much time lost, so playing it safe, not a bad move at all. Lose a couple seconds just to ensure that you do not die. Respect it.
Yeah, quite a respectable beginning. Para probably going to finish this one about like 10 flat. Or, no. Sub 10 and like 9:55. So yeah. Very good start, despite doing owl full.
Yeah, 9:55, fade out, very nice. Like, saying, okay, he did owl full, but really, I mean, that's like, it's something you hear a lot, but I don't think it's internalized very well, is that the strats really don't matter that much. You can bust out an owl full, but if you're playing consistent and you've got pretty clean movement, you don't need to be doing crazy stuff. I mean, Punkei's proven that, gets 48s consistently, 47s. Paracusia getting the speed kick, but not the double jump.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest outsider misconceptions about Mario, is that it's like the strats that make it hard. Everything in this game can be hard. It's just like executing it well from star to star is what makes a good player well above people like at like 1 or 2 rungs below him. So,
Definitely.
You know, I was saying earlier that we always note Para as being like a really fast player, either in terms of strats that most people don't go for, and just in like general movement. He likes to be like an XCam grind monkey sometimes, and Punkei is like quite on the opposite side philosophically. But we're kind of seeing Para, you know, maybe cross over the aisle a little bit to extend olive brands to the consistency squad.
Consistency gang, represent. A heated debate in the chat. Owl full, however, EBM 9 offering a counterpoint. Owlless int. Quite. We've got some very high IQ discussion going on here in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday evening. Paracusia doing his thing, being a good man, delivering the penguin, but for selfish reasons, just wants the star. Can't blame him. Okay, but missing it. Wow, that was rough. That actually is like a rough spot for it to be, because the penguin is so fat that it pushes you away. So trying to get that star is not that easy.
You know, one of the things that the devs probably thought was a bit too clunky, had to change it for us Americans in the new version. Yeah, we got double CCM 17 here, but Punky hasn't done the penguin. That's why he is mostly done with the slide. Picking up every corner with jump, no problems here. The slide is pretty much muscle memory.
Yeah, especially without the penguin there, like, and even very rarely the penguin will mess you up, but it's fairly straightforward. CCM 17 makes it a lot nicer, so don't expect to see anything there. Both players, no problems at all. Cool Mountain is just like, honestly, Cool Mountain and Big Busan are pretty free in the grand scheme of things, I'd say, with 70 star. Like Womps, you see a lot of resets, but Cool Mountain, Big Busan, it's like fairly consistent. Maybe some little slip-ups here and there. Thank you, Fairy Duff Muffin, for the reset for 2 months. Fairy Mick, what? Oh, never mind. Sorry. Commentator having an internal monologue on the microphone. Having to draw back. Mind is melting. Paracusia with some dust on the way to Big Boo's haunt. Let's see how he kills him, though. There's been so much practice about how to kill the Boo most optimally. I don't think we didn't get optimal kills from either player It's very hard. I think the first kill is really hard, and then killing from when you land out of the stage isn't too hard.
Yeah, very disappointing. Both these runners losing frames. Jogi is, you know, turning or like having nightmares in his sleep about this semifinal.
Probably. Drogi, a very big saver of frames. Leg frames is probably his strongest domain. Commentator getting bullied in the chat, saying leg frames. I can't help my accent, okay? I'm sorry. I'm trying my best up here, but I just can't do it when they're out there hurting me. Commentator having another meltdown on the mic. We're only 14 minutes in and already 2 times. Will he be able to make it through this best of 3? Nobody's quite sure.
Yeah, very doubtful at this point. The way things are already going. However, there is an opportunity to turn it around, you know. There's a lot more juicy gameplay coming up. Maybe less time to focus on the chat. Mental sanity potentially restored. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Co-commentator upset at the lack of Mario commentary. Understandably so. We can snap back in now. We are in basement. This is the spicy stuff. Paracusia with a nice punch grab on the MIPS. Pillarless is coming up. Badronis, what is Pillarless? And why does it matter?
On the contrary, or as opposed to Owlless, Pillarless saves a lot more time and is a good bit harder, especially for newer players. You got to get a big bob on there. You have a frame perfect regrab, which is something that you might have to throw away the bomb quite a few times for. Getting that nice Tama plus right in the pyramid.
Oh, gorgeous.
So, pretty much eliminates a 30-some second star where you have to go around and touch every pillar. And we can do it twice here to save even more time.
Punkay playing it safe, though, not going for the Tama Plus. I respect it. Tama Plus, extremely difficult. I don't think there's any man out there with 100% consistency on Tama Plus. Very, very hard strat. But Paracusia getting them back-to-back, no problems. That's going to be even more time save in his back pocket. Over Punkay, assuming that he doesn't go for it here.
All right, we got to make sure Para avoids the sound glitch here. Kind of does I don't know. He says he runs around. Okay, so in this case, I think he meant to dive before grabbing the secret, but because he didn't, he had to just run, which might seem really weird, but the sound glitch is I don't know, that's just how the sound glitch works. Like, I know, like, if you don't actually do the setup correctly that Para does, you have to just like wait it out, kinda. I don't know.
It is weird. I would like a full explanation. What I thought it was you can't have any analog input or something like that after you get the last secret, but that would be proven wrong there.
Yeah, a bit of a thing that I'll have to go back to the SM64 knowledge gurus about. Punkay has, you know, doesn't need to deal with it. But Para lost a couple seconds there just at the ending. Also, if you might have seen, Para did like... Wait, I think it was Para. He did like the punch, like the frame perfect, you know, punch to just like slide on the pillar to go on left side. That was pretty hot. I have to say, for claiming to do easy strats, I think he's just trying to go all out, at least in game 1, to see like what he can do. Because he hasn't really messed up any of the hard stuff he does. He's been really good.
Yeah, that's actually a fair point. You know, you have one game to throw away, although Para has touched on this in the past. In terms of endurance, going to that game 3 has been tough for Paracusia, and he's spoken about that. Punkay just seems to be, I don't know where he gets it from, but endless stamina. Must have stacked a bunch of stamina on his armor before the match. The only assumption.
Is this WoW in real life or what?
Basically, Paracusia with a nice lava boost, scooping right up into the pole. No mistakes here in basement thus far. Actually, a very spicy run. Both players.
Yeah, the run started out pretty hot for Para, and he hasn't cooled off yet. Punkay a little bit slow to warm up. He's definitely got the engine running now. A bit of a low side there for Para, but adjusting pretty well into that big jump into the star. Nice secure. Wait, was that? Oh, no, I think that was just regular long jump boost from Punkay. Wasn't really paying attention, and both of them did the long jump boost rather than do anything too crazy. Someone in the chat asks how you got Drake Bell to do you a shout out for the 45-star finals. Was it just like a Fiverr kind of thing?
No, I'm not. I was able to get a hold of Taco Bell, and as everyone knows, Drake Bell is the CEO of Taco Bell, so I was able to extend that over to him to get a quick shout out, which is very nice. Punkay grabbing low on the pole. Both players losing a little bit of time on that star, but otherwise, we're pretty steadily rowing down the stream. Okay. Merrily, 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 some might say. Thought we were coming into some choppy waters, but nothing. Just lava, some memes.
So I think they're pretty much tied unless they have a different star to do last. I'm confused. I thought Para was still in the lead by a good bit.
He's definitely got the lead. They've got different stars.
All right. Reds versus Bullies. So it's going to be about a 15-second difference.
Getting that juicy little bit of lag reduction from Para. But Punkay not too far behind. He is determined. Robot versus robot. But does the circuitry allow for the late game for Paracusia? We've already seen time and time again, Punkay just, boom, Robo, Domo, Arigato, all the way through 48, 48, 48, chugging it out like a machine. But it's been a little bit more volatile on Paracusia's side. But has the new hardware, the new training algorithm, has it fixed the bugs? We'll have to find out.
Right, so just a bit of cooling off in DDD here. Hopefully the swimming is as good as the rest of the gameplay. I have to say Para is, you know, pretty much as good as he's ever been. I don't know if he's made any massive mistakes. I can't think of anything. But I'm not sure where he lost time, because I think Punkay caught up just a tad.
He got bullied a little bit in Lethal Lava Land. Punkay going behind the chest. This is one of those stars that is kind of a sleeper. You know, it's very, very consistent, except for that last chest. That's like where the art comes in. If you're able to get the good turnaround. A very easy way to lose a second or two.
Looks like a front sub attempt from Paracusia.
Indeed. I've seen some struggles in the past on the front sub. A pretty spicy strat. Again, one of those strats I think that you'll never see a player has 100% consistent. The timing is just too hard. But going up the front, 2 jumps and a dive. You're going to be getting some lag. But very nice. Punkay deciding to go out the back. I wonder why Para doesn't lag reduce there.
Under the fin of the sub. Okay.
You hate to see it. You really do. That was rough. It's like a double whammy because it's already so much lag there. And when he jumps early, it just rubs it all in. Paracusia taking even more of a lead. But we're going into Fire C. The heat in the kitchen is rising. The temperature. Can they handle it? I don't know. We'll see. Fire C, early Ellie's lava boost cycle. Could be the difference between having the lead or keeping the lead or losing it on Para's side.
You know, according to mythology, the Cyclops is worked in the forges. So out here in the Fire Sea, maybe this is the perfect storm for Para to turn on his god tier gameplay. And he's good on Lava Boost. This is quite early, but he got a ledge grab. Can he make it? This will be really tight. He might be able to do it just barely. Nope, not going to be able to get it. That was very close, and a huge blow. Punkay is now poised to really get back in this race immediately. I don't know if he's got Lava Boost, but if he's got it, then he will catch up by quite a lot, only being like maybe 5 or so seconds behind Para. Yeah, this is good. Para getting a lot of spaghetti down here on the top level.
Huh. That was an interesting choice. I don't know why he just kind of stood there while he got booty burned, but that is a huge time save for Punkay. Beautiful cycle. Good ending. Right behind Para now. Breathing down his neck. Whispering what can only be naughty things in his ear. Commentator with some heinous claims. But it's possible. Anything is possible. Going upstairs. There's still plenty of time. But it's a scary spot to be. Punkay gaining. Are unaware if Paracusia is, you know, I feel like they'd probably be in a call while doing this race, maybe. They might be aware of the stakes, how close they are. Close throw for Para.
And if it wasn't certainly unsafe for the stream, I'd love to hear some of it. Just to get some banter from these two runners. Both of them getting a high 25 fire rate. That means they're on 48 pace going upstairs. Both of them very much out here. Not a perfect run. Para definitely lost most of that lead in Fire C.
Managed to make it out though, still with an early cycle, which was nice. Could have definitely gone even worse. A soft blow to his rib cage, but should be able to recover coming into wet dry world. Ooh, right away, a missed coin. I wonder if he'll go back for that. That seems like it's a little bit too far off. Double box kicks, doesn't connect, goes for it 2 times.
Oh, the sync is real right now. Punk and Para getting on that. Switch at the exact same time. Para did not go back for that missing coin. Pretty good Skeeter RNG for Para. Punkay had to do a bit more of a runaround. Well, World 100 is a star that relies a good bit on RNG, but also on your ability to adapt and react to every situation. Currently, Para is doing quite well. Punkay got a little bit discombobulated around that 10 coin box.
Oh, that hurts. Paracusia missing another coin. He's going to have to get the backup 3 coin box now. That's certainly going to put Punkay back in the lead here at the end. Although Punkay taking his time. We'll see.
Para will still be in the lead if he doesn't mess up here. Alright, good news is Para doesn't have to worry too much about Chucky coins. Gets all 5 anyway. Alright, Punkay throwing him quite close to the edge. He did have the spare though. Para... Alright, good enough. They will be pretty much tied. Oh, that extra text box, you can see the Japanese to English version difference coming into effect.
Just like that. Once again, in his face. I am here. I am puncayshun. I want game 1. If Punkay takes game 1, that's a very, very scary. Because at that point, you got to go with the 2-0 comeback. I mean, just doing one whole 70-star run requires a lot of focus and concentration. To be able to do 3 back-to-back is... whew, requires a whole bunch of tenacity. Very nice elevator stars. Punkay's got the lead. Just like that. He just popped Paracusia's little booty out of the driver's seat. Sent him in the passenger seat. His hand is still on the wheel, but Punkay is fully in control of the gas pedal. Not the safest driving scheme, but... oh, no! Flopping Punkay just dumping him into the trunk. Patting him down with the shovel, just boom, slapping him on the face. And now a even bigger lead growing for Punkay here in wet dry world. How is Paracusia going to recover from this? Is the next question.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of work to come back from this mistake if Punky doesn't give him an opening. And he probably will, but you never know when that's going to happen. Because it might be 10 minutes from now that he makes his next mistake. And, you know, being in the trunk, it takes a little bit of effort to get yourself back in the driver's seat. But it is possible.
Yeah, it does depend on the car. Assuming that it is possible, might need to wait until Punkay makes a stop at Taco Bell to get a double chalupa. Then he can. Oh, there it is! He saw the sign, the exit sign. He's like, all right, here we go. I'm hungry. I need a chalupa right now, but not quite enough. Punkay deciding he'll go and wait until the next one. He can keep driving down the highway. He can make it. Oh, I was wondering if he missed that secret, having to go back. That's a super uncomfortable secret to miss. Makes it really weird, but actually a very good recovery.
Yeah, you know, he got his, like, cheesy gordita crunch, but there were no napkins in the back. He's like, oh my god, I'm screwed if I try to eat this in the car now. He had to go back in the restaurant, request a giant stack of napkins, and, you know, he's back on the road.
And now he's using too many napkins. Bapkins.
Is this an M&M flow you're about to drop?
It's a meme.
Okay. Interesting cycle bingo from Punkay, going for that mountain clip. Not going to get... Oh, I thought he was going to take a swim there. But managing to skate by, just barely, waiting it almost up to his waist. Para also going for mountain clip. Getting kind of stuck in there.
Does the best with what he has. Works it out. These are the finals. This is the pace. Ideally, we'd like to have a pace type event for every season, but not quite at the moment. So these are being done online through the interwebs. And that's that. Tiny Huge Island taken care of. Fairly straightforward. Secrets being the biggest bopper. But now Tall Mountain. You never know what's going to happen in Tall Mountain. It's pretty fair at some levels to be like, all right, this will probably be smooth. Oh, what? Punkay getting in a heated dispute with the Toad. A gigantic punch to his... What is it, a hat? Is it his head? Do we know?
It's the big brain.
Do you think his brain's in there? Causing a concussion. Hopefully Punkay can take the W. He can use some of those prize pool fundings for the lawsuit. Oh!
I've never seen someone actually like die doing that. That would have been quite a shock. But he clipped back into the realm of reality here. Para not getting breezes, gonna have to go for a backup there. When you take that fall damage, it costs a few more seconds if you just like kind of didn't commit to the ground pound. So Punkay, believe it or not, did come on top of that exchange.
That was super smart from Punkay. Realizing, okay, I'm gonna die if I ground pound, I'll just clip back in, and boom.
A good waterfall star for Punkay. You know, it's a bit of an art to get the ledge grab on the first wall kick and not have to go for the backup. You have to wall kick pretty much as high as you can without ledge grabbing, as Punkay did. Here also getting that. Very good.
Wonderful.
Oh, there's a mistake from Punkay. I believe that was a failure to turn into the mountain there. Going back for a mountain clip rather than a backup star. He's able to get a second try. Para entering the stage now, maybe less than 10 behind. Luckily, Punkay does just make the mountain clip log wall kick work out.
I'm surprised Punkay went for the redo. Any time that there's a mountain clip failure, if you go for it again, usually it's very likely that it's going to be a mistake again. But Punkay getting a second try, very nice there.
It seemed like he knew how to reset the camera in that situation as well, because you won't get the straight on camera unless you do like turns back and forth. Like, and then you might be screwed, like you said, if you make another mistake being unfamiliar with the camera angle. So that was a dicey situation. Okay, let's see these reds. Punkay playing a little bit safer, but still going with some solid movement on the mushrooms. Getting cut up here by the 5th red coin. Getting around for the triple jumble. See if he can get the set of a wall kick. He's able to get up there. Got a lot of height too, so quite solid there despite having a little bit of a mistake there. Yeah, more opportunity for Para to close the gap.
Yeah, it seems like Paracusia has rebalanced himself. Wet Dry World was a bit of a critical situation, a code red, but seems like he's calmed himself down. Is in the back seat once again, out of the trunk, getting some fresh air. A beautiful day.
It sure is. Although, maybe not where I'm at. It's quite cold. But I'm sure Minnesota is as cold or colder.
Very cold, just like Snowman's Land. Punkay ascending to the top of the snowman. Flawless movement. Paracusia going.
Oh,
no!
That was a fat finger if I've ever seen one. That's going to cost him another 5 seconds to get back up here.
Oh, that backup was about as clean as it could be, but yeah, that dive was rough. That was actually super nice. I mean, he could have very easily slipped into the water.
Yeah, I thought he was going to head onto that bebop area where he would fall over the fence. But all good.
I was watching that clip the other day. Good times. Never gets old. If you guys have not seen it, I would highly recommend typing in... I think if you just go to YouTube and type in Bebop Bandit, it's one of the first ones. It's from him in Snowman's Land.
Or if you watch Donkey's SM64 video, he included the Bebop clip for whatever reason.
It's so good.
I remember seeing an account of Video Game Donkey like misspelled in SM64 streams, but I wouldn't be surprised if Video Game Donkey has actually watched some form of SM64 speedrun, because it's like his favorite game.
Ooh, little slip up for Paracusia having to redo. Possible. The speedrunning, there's a lot of appeal. People do enjoy it. There's no surprise. I mean, it takes what you thought would be left in the past with your childhood memories and brings it into a whole different light. That's it. Snowman's Land is finished. Badgeronis, what is coming up? What still needs to happen, and what else is also going to happen?
All right, we got 3.5 stages left. HMC, which is kind of just a little bit of, you know, mundane day in the office kind of work. You got to get some stars in the castle, Mips and Toad. You got, you know, a couple easy to medium difficulty things here, and then you get to the real bad boys in Tippy, where the run is probably going to be decided here. Both Para and Punkay have quite a bit of skill in Tippy. I think Para is especially good at Rainbow Ride, and you might see some difference in strats. Overall, it is definitely the most difficult part of the run, and this is why any race that gets to this point where they're like maybe 15 seconds apart is so exciting, because it's always going to come down to something in Tippy. There will never be a race where both runners just come in like maybe 5 seconds apart and just have a flawless Tippy and finish 5 seconds apart the same way. It's not going to happen. Not in this game. So there's always more to look out for. And I would say right now, Punkay is showing a couple cracks. Para might be able to get out of the back seat, just take a hold of the wheel, and derail the entire vehicle.
Would be an insane maneuver. Might have to sacrifice himself in the process, but for the greater good of the Cyclops Society. We'll see what he decides to do. Tippy is definitely the big daddy. The ultimate moment. Always waiting for it in these runs. It goes from 0 to 100. I mean, HMC is like very rare that you see somebody absolutely melt down in HMC. It's just not going to happen. There are some hard stars, but it's not like losing 10 to 20 seconds, maybe like 5 seconds. A Rainbow Ride, TikTok clock, so easy to die.
It's easier than hitting the Staples easy button. which is almost as easy as hitting the simp nut button, if you're looking for context.
It is very easy, although it is no nut November, so I wouldn't give people the idea we're trying to, keep it down. Chill out for a month, and wait for our favorite month in December. Our moment, you know how it goes. But a couple people in chat just could not keep it in, busting it out. Unfortunate. Receiving word in the back room that the infamous commentator Electric is going to be joining us here in a few moments. Hopefully, we can get in here by the time that we're into Tippy for some crazy action. Going up now, Punke heading up, Para right behind. Apparently, we're at around a 15-second deficit. That's one mistake in Tippy. Or even less. You lose more than that. Possibly.
Yep, it is exactly like a 15, maybe 16-second difference between the two runners heading into Rainbow Ride, where the first star is killed many runs. It is, of course, Lack 2 Bounce. It is perhaps the gift of the Cyclops to be able to see clearly where Lack 2 is going to be and land right on him. You never know. Punke getting a good Lack 2 Bounce and quick-ish pull grab.
Very nice. Paracusia not backing down on the glitchy wall kick. That's going to be some time save. If he's pulling strats like that, very well possible.
Oh, first frame.
Come back. Oh, gorgeous. So much time saved here.
All right, that'll be maybe like 2 or 3 seconds in his favor. Not enough to change the tide on its own, but when you have like maybe 12 stars in Tippy, that's the kind of stuff you need. And Punky having a little bit of an issue on that side flip. One of the hardest side flips to execute, in my opinion. But getting a pretty good maze. Very well controlled.
Gorgeous maze.
Parrot playing a little bit safer, actually. Not going for that jump dive after the wall kick. Opting to get that second red and then doing a jump dive. But still collecting the star in pretty good time.
Yeah, I think that strat is super hard. Getting that immediate dive. Punky going for tricky triangles. The wall kick connects. Good looking angle.
Punky as solid as ever. There's only been a couple significant mistakes upstairs here.
Para losing some speed there, having to build it up in the corner. But no problem. Maybe only losing a second. But so far, no openings from Punke. A little bit of a slow bounce, but... And okay, a little slip up on reds, but nothing big enough to seal the deal yet. For Paracusia to come back. Electric joining us in the call. My good sir, welcome to the race of your life. How you doing?
Doing great. About to be doing a whole lot better. I've been listening into the call on my commute home from what we call a job. And this seems like a pretty hot matchup for game one. Para really giving Punke a run for his money. Might be in a slight deficit right now, but that could all change in the clock right here. And I'm just happy I get to see all this live with y'all.
Para entering slow time.
Oh, no.
This is quite bad because you can still do one of your normal time moving stars, but you're going to do it like 3, maybe 5 seconds slower. And Para not getting good movement here. This is like all the time he worked to save in Rainbow Ride kind of disappearing.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. Just not used to how these platforms are going to be rotating even on the left side type movement. So just going with the absolute most beginner type strat. No moving blocks in your way whatsoever. That's really going to cost him, especially with Punke landing a very clean TTC 100 so far. Although he's in the danger zone, that might all change in just a moment. He's going to be getting up onto the rampway now. 3 more boxes separate him from having the hardest star in this 70-star match under his belt. No invis-wall this time, at least.
All right, way to collect every coin there. When you have those coins kind of scatter every which way, it can be really tough to collect them all. Punke able to get it, and that might be the last major hurdle. Now it's really just a test of consistency. That's not going to work for the wall kick angle. He's going to have to go around. Very
Ooh.
interesting.
Oh,
decisions.
still a bad angle, but at least he's on the ramp.
He's missed like 2 thwomp cycles here. Quite a bit of time saved for Para. Kind of negating that slow TTC entry at the beginning.
I wonder how much time he lost there compared to Paracusia. Like, if Paracusia's on the positive after all that.
Certainly could be. But I think it is going to be a little bit iffy. Let's see what Para's 100 coin looks like as Punkay goes on to time moving.
Yeah, I'd say Punkay's ending definitely lost at least 10 seconds. Alright, Para coming around. Very nice ledge grab skip there. He landed like a first frame jump on the very corner of that extended piston. He's got to come around here. Meanwhile, Punkay, he's still trucking. It is absolutely robotic. But there is
time moving presenting no problem for him at all.
Alright, good job on the fast pendulum strat. Not getting a super clean ending, but executing the movement.
Yeah, no pendulum knockdown at least. Para with a very clean 100 coin. Also no invisible shenanigans. Let's see how his ending looks. Could save some significant time here.
Let's see, will we be able to grab this? Barely.
There it is. The good ending.
A bunch of firsties coming out from Para too. He's like shifted into 5th gear. Very risky gameplay coming out. But when you live on the edge, you know, you might go farther than anyone else. That's definitely what he's trying to go for right now.
Ooh, I don't know if Punkay was expecting that firstie, but he got it.
Yeah, very nice accounting for that. That high speed could have sent him right over that block pretty easy.
A modest time jumps on moving bars. Para getting the firstie. But that's it. Punkay is completed with TikTok clock. Oh, never mind. Commentator not really aware of what's going on. Still has another star. Thought he was going to do Toad after, but that has been debunked.
Punkay is definitely a Toad early kind of player.
In the immortal words of Taviskoth, players that do Toad late probably aren't saving time from it.
So if you just look at the PBs of Punkay and Paracusia, Punkay former world record 47.23, Para at like a 48, I want to say like 08 or 06. You know, it might not seem like their skill levels are too close, but that's not true at all. Para is definitely like an elite player in terms of his movement. Punkay is definitely just on another level with consistency here though. But he has said his bits have not been as good lately as they usually are. He's usually quite solid at bits and especially throws he rarely misses. But right now, he is a bit vulnerable. You gotta wonder if the nerves might play a factor when Para is pretty close behind. If he falls down on triple jump wall kick, that could turn it into a tie game.
Yeah, and he's getting close to the infamous wall kick now. Para playing a little bit more fast.
Oh my god, creator pull coming out. Paracusia.
Punkay with woodblock strat here.
No triple jump wall kick being busted out from Punkay. He must be well aware of the fact that he has the lead right now. Just has to secure these throws, and he will be taking game 1. Paracusia going for the triple jump wall kick, of course, landing it.
Also, got to be
one about to throw.
Yeah, I was just saying you have to be very confident in your throws to do the easy, like, wow, Paracusia almost falling down. But to do the easy pull strat, knowing that you can't miss more than one throw, you got to have pretty good confidence in your spins. Punkay taking like a 3 spin there, but hitting the bomb. Nice square regrab. Right on the money as well.
Just one more throw to clinch it. And give Para a huge uphill battle, and that'll be it for game 1. Punkay clutching it out with about a 48-37 or so.
That is an
with
incredible
a
upstairs. His fire seat time was like a 25.50. So if you want to say, hey, he got like a 48-37, that's like a 22.40. Not like godlike, but very, very good. Very few mistakes other than maybe like missing breezeless, a couple things, and upstairs. Tippy was very solid. Like, I can't even think of anything that Punky did wrong. Oh my god, Parrot body!
That'll be the end of race 1 on his
Blind
side.
Society 0.
Rip.
That is GG. Bowser getting his revenge after all those fights where he didn't stand a chance. He's giving Para the business.
An emphatic conclusion to race number 1.
That is very rough on Paraside. Now has to come back and win 2 back-to-back against Punkay the Machine, adding another 48 to his mountain of 48 collection.
I mean, he's unstoppable, and especially upstairs. I think he very rarely gets a truly good lobby and basement time, but if you're not well ahead of him by the time you're getting upstairs, it's looking slim for you. I mean, he is just extremely well-versed at upstairs, extremely consistent at Tippy. I don't think he's ever really been truly TikToked in one of these race situations, as he's talked about on that world record grind, getting up to TikTok clock on pace and just getting denied over and over. That just does not seem to happen to him in races. I think he must be playing a little bit more conservatively, but he has so much practice in the late game that it is extremely difficult, if not impossible, to get ahead of him once you get into the upstairs.
Hard to agree on that one.
Indeed. I'm taking a little break here, getting ready for race 2. Going right back at it, man. It cannot be understated how much focus is required to be able to go through not just 2. I mean, a 2 is already a lot, but if it happens to go to a game 3, my goodness, it is exhausting. Game 2, right away, getting back into it. Here we go.
I mean, you have to wonder if we'd be better with like a baseball type schedule where we have game 1 one night, game 2 another night, but that'd just be so drawn out, so protracted.
That would be interesting. Could definitely be something worth trying, but I guess it's also interesting because it factors in, it's like, how much do you value endurance as counting as, okay, are you better? Because it comes to that point. Are you able to focus for 2 to 3 hours, or are you able to just focus for an hour?
Yeah, it becomes a very different game. I mean, whipping out 1 run a night, I think a lot of these racers would feel so much more comfortable doing that. But like you said, it's a lot about the endurance. It's about being able to clear your head of whatever just happened in race 1 and just play as if this is the first run you've done.
Yeah, very much easier said than done, but if anyone, can easily press that mental reset button, it's these 2, I would say. And Punkay, you would really never know what's going on in his head because he seems to play the same no matter what happens. Good bump clip for both of them. Para just a bit in the lead, thanks to that Japanese version difference, but as we saw last game, that kind of disappears once you get in the mid game.
And I wonder if Japanese might be somewhat cursed for these runners, as we saw earlier, Benji getting 2-0'd, and he was playing on Japanese as well. So maybe these players, might want to invest in an English card, not just for the time save, but also for that potential curse that we might have lurking in the GSA back room.
It could be. Could be. I'm going to say maybe both 12-7s here.
I'm going to go on a limb and say Para 12-5, but Punkay 12-7.
That's a very good looking side from Para. He hit the ground a little bit early, won't be a 12-5, but 12-6. Punkay 12-7.
Electric and his curses. Look, what do you know about my curses? Do not at all report me to the Federal Curse Association. I've already been investigated and audited twice by them. It's such a hassle. I'm not committing any sort of cursing acts or black magic or voodoo, whatever you want to call it. It's not happening here. And don't look in my basement.
Yep.
The FCA is the worst, for sure. At least someone agrees with me. Okay, with full setup cannonless here. Is Para moving on through 100 coin pretty confidently. Gets that on and kick, so he should be good to go on this pro cycle here.
A very smooth turn right there. Para sticking to his guns. First race, Punkay messed up a little bit on Woms. Para got a good expert cycle, and he's still pulling out, missing a red. He'll have to go back for that, unfortunately, but that's only like a 2-second mistake. Punkay is going for the safe cycle, as he often does, so Para can still have a overall faster 100 coin than what Punkay is able to pull out if he does this movement well. Just on virtue of the ending. Para missing another coin though. Punkay can save some time given that mistake.
Yeah, and Punkay with the reverse bonk there. That's
Lucky
pretty weird.
So in the last game, it was something very similar. Although he didn't bonk, he kind of got stuck on the wall, so he had to like turn around. But the blue coin went off the edge. That time it luckily just kind of, you know, flopped in place, and he was able to pick it up really easily. Last race he was not so fortunate. Okay, finishing up this star. Very clean. Woms 100.
It looks like Para will be claiming a small lead yet again after these first 2 stars from both players. Chat wondering what's in the basement. You see that basement? You want to know what's in that basement? You don't want to know what's in that basement. You see these bones? You want to know what made these bones? You don't want to know what made these bones.
You sound like the old man from Family Guy, or is that who you're impersonating?
I was actually impersonating Schwit from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, okay.
Now go in there and fetch my package. And no cops!
Electric claiming that he's doing an impersonation, but nobody really sure. Could possibly have some bones in his basement. We are sending the local police station a quick call just to double check.
Look, as long as it's the police and not the NCA, I'm fine with that. The National Curse Association, they search too hard. That's it! I'm getting me mallet!
Electric has already lost his mind and has only been in the commentary booth for about 15 minutes, which, I mean, I was in here for about 15 minutes before I lost my mind, so I don't blame him. We're at about the same spot.
I mean, you know what the FDA says. Repeated exposure to commentary booths may cause insanity. It's just, it's something we have to deal with. It's an occupational hazard.
These are the facts. That's why we get paid so much. It's just part of the job. Very risky. Paracusia pounding this port. The womp. Sorry, womp. My bad. It's so hard to keep track. I've been playing the game for years, but it still slips here and there. Womp, womp.
I mean, it's not like the game asks you before you fight him, like, do you realize you're fighting a womp? Like, I mean, it's easy to forget his name. The text just goes by so fast. You think you can walk all over me? Yes, I do. That's exactly what I'm about to do. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, at least he asks.
And now Punkay with Alpha again. Very interesting choices here. I really wonder what the fear of Owlus is here.
Knowing these two, I'm almost certain they just like agreed to do it. Why? I can't really say.
Paracusia didn't do it though. Could perhaps be slimy.
Oh my god.
Slimy man.
Para, deceitful, treacherous.
Possible.
Betraying his good Cyclops Society brother.
I wonder who brought it up. Like, it must have been Punkay, because I don't think I see Para struggle on Owlus too much, but I've definitely seen Punkay. I'll bring it up again. It's just so funny. Punkay almost died into Owlus one time.
I think that was the race with Cheese, I'm pretty sure. That was something else, and he still won.
Yes, I think that was it.
Took like 20-something seconds of time loss, but still ended up clutching a win.
Punkay can lose like 30 seconds in Womps and get a 48 like 9 out of 10 times. Probably. Maybe not that much, but he's too good.
Oh, Para with this flying though, this is some crisp flying.
Very sexy arcs here.
A hypothesis coming out in chat. Oh, Paracusia just barely missing the rollout. That was going to be very good too.
I think that was
Possibly.
really just like he got the he hit the button like later than expected, or maybe a bit earlier, so it counted as the dive instead. It looked like Mario tried to dive after he hit the button.
Yeah, that can happen. You know, one thing that might be an influence is, you know, the Aussie boomerangs. You know, Para like studies them day in and day out. He maps on his wall. He tries to, you know, create like a boomerang sim with his N64 controller, and then he gets really good at wing cap. It's like a holistic approach to learning. No?
Madrona sounding like he thinks that made sense, but I'm gonna have to say that made absolutely no sense at all. Not really sure where we were going.
I
entitled
think
to lose my
boomerang,
mind.
like, is that a brand name of something, or are you referring to literally the piece of wood that when you throw it, it comes back?
The piece of wood that when you throw it, it comes back.
Oh, you're saying his arcs are like a boomerang, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Just going on with the huge criticisms, just simply not understanding.
Yeah,
not
it's
a
not
cultured
me.
man.
It's
I
you.
mean, yes, simply is not understanding. That is correct. Oh, okay.
And with some tragic endings to Dark World here.
The climb. I'm surprised he made that work. Usually, if you start going up that thing like that, you are 100% going to slide down. You cannot kick up that slope, but Punkay the Madman figuring out a way to do it. And a very similar start to what we saw in Race 1. Looks like Paracusia going to be at about the same time. My IQ being heavily criticized all of a sudden. I still don't get it. You guys, I swear you guys are acting like it makes sense. Conspiring against the commentator in the chat.
Okay, think about a boomerang, right? It's curved, almost like a parabola. What do you try to do with your arcs and wing cap stage? You try to make them like a parabola. It's a very basic comparison. I mean,
We're going all the way back to.
So you're talking about
algebra or geometry.
You're talking about
do
the
we need
shape.
to give you geometric tutoring lessons? Like,
I thought you were talking about the way that you throw it, not the actual piece of wood. So I was lost, but okay, I'm caught up now. A little bit slow. My brain has completely turned into mush, apparently.
see, I don't even know if that's slow. I think you were just overthinking it. I think your brain was going too fast. I mean, when you're doing all the stocks trading all day, every day, trying to make those stocks go on the up and up, you got to overthink everything. You got to hyper-analyze.
Yeah, you got like billions of transactions going in and out every single day. People, you know, buying Benji stock. People selling completely out of Tabasco stock. I don't know what's going on, but you know, you got to keep it all together. I'm sure it's very difficult.
It is. Billions, in fact, daily.
Right. So, you know, one might be able to say that with all your marble streams, you put your own marbles in there, and now you've lost them.
One would say that, but if one were to say that, I would say back, what are you talking about? Commentator, once again, not really sure what's going on. Very confused. We have all lost it here in the booth. And Paracusia grabbing a penguin. Oh, slipping off the edge. Oh, the fall damage! The penguin is on the slope.
All right,
This is real bad.
Go to the warp. Go to the warp. All right,
This is the code red.
Okay.
DEFCON 5. Oh, man.
My point was that there are no more marbles on stream. That didn't even help. Okay, but Para did eventually get the penguin back.
Okay, he's good to go.
I have to say, Para's meltdown was probably not as bad as the booth here.
Yeah.
I don't
that's fair.
know. That's a bit iffy. I mean,
They're pretty even.
I feel like
I
this
get
is
pretty
just
good.
a regular Tricom for us, though. I mean, when you get all three of us in a booth like this, something like this is bound to happen.
That's true. Especially once you start going on the best of 3 matches, and it goes on. You gotta bring it on. Eventually, your brain just busts.
All semblance of sanity just vanishes. Like it just at a point you just get reduced to a quivering bundle of nerves. Like any shiny object just piques your interest, and you have to talk about it in a funny way for 5 minutes.
Yep, it's like Steve's in our ear. Oh, what's that? CCM again. Yeah. you know.
But they're
See
both
you
on
in
a
a few
slide.
years.
They're collecting coins with a star on them on the slide. I think that's why some people call coins stars, but those people are wrong. They are coins. And Punkay is done with the slide.
Punkay is indeed done with the slide, and Paracusia is not done with the slide.
Fair enough. I can
Now,
for once say that we were on the same page.
I think because Punkay is done with the slide and Para is not, that means Punkay is ahead of Para. Am I correct in my assessment?
That seems to check out.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I need to make a linear algebra proof of this.
Okay.
If Punk Finn and Para not Finn, then Punkay ahead.
That doesn't sound like a proof. That sounds like you're coding a program.
I don't know what language that would be. I mean, it's all
Alright.
Boolean logic, if, and... Okay, yeah, you're kind of right. That does sound a bit like a program. They're in BBH now, though. Or at least Punkay is, which... Wait, does that mean he's ahead still? Or did Para just skip BBH because it kind of sucks?
Paracusia is definitely going to BBH right now. He just pounded that poor Boo. Didn't even see it coming. Paracusia coming in with the big booty bop. Benny's brew house. But where are the brews?
You know, I really wonder what kind of bet that Boo lost to make him always the one with the cage. Because, you know, if all the Boos were, like, really truly equal, then it'd be a random one that has the cage, right? But for some reason, that one Boo is the one that's stuck with it. Like, did he just, like, forget to grab candy for a Halloween? Or, like, did he, like, kill somebody? Like, why is he getting punished so much?
It could be a punishment. It's possible. You don't really know what's going on in his brain. Maybe he's into it.
It could be like an allegory to A Christmas Carol, you know, where Bob Marley has to carry his chains everywhere. Could be the same kind of concept.
What Christmas Carol did you see?
I've seen like several of them. I don't really know which ones or how to like I've seen an old one, I've seen a new one, and I've seen the Muppets one.
Bob Marley?
No, wait,
That's the part that I'm getting stuck on here.
Oh, wait. What was his Jacob Marley?
That is a very different person from Bob Marley.
You know what? I've been watching a lot of Bob Ross. It's a 24/7 marathon because it's his birthday, and like they're doing some charity fundraiser for like his original studio in Indiana or whatever. But anyway, a lot of Bob in my head right now. Also, you know, a certain esports team which is not currently featured on stream, but also kind of Bob Ross related. So sorry for dropping the accidental Bob Marley, but you'll have to forgive me on this one. But yeah, I was referring to, I think, Jacob Marley.
Oh!
And Punkay referring to a bomb that just isn't there with that throw. Let's see this backup here.
Oh man, kicking all over the place.
Oh. But he might make it work. Para, though. Let's see how this goes. The Tama Plus. Also miss the same exact way as Punkay. It's like their robotic programs are connected. Like they're on a feedback loop off of each other or something.
Oh, the same
missing
mistake,
the
man.
regrab.
This is it. This is why Tama Plus is just not viable.
Get over there. I thought he was going to fall back to the sand pits. He's going to go regrab or respawn the bomb.
That's it, man.
Medium. He's going to go for it anyway. I guess you might as well. Sunken cost fallacy. Pair with the big bomb Tama Plus. Look how much faster that one's going compared to Punkay looking like a snail.
Looking like a fool with his bomb on the ground.
Indeed. Yeah, man, Tama Plus, that's what's going to happen. That has got to be the highest or the most common error that's made when trying to go for Tama Plus, trying to tap A and then B immediately after. Paracusia getting it again. Is Punkay going to try? Backing off. And again, Paracusia saving time here with the Tama Pluses.
Oh, did he not die? He was like right over the middle of the sand pit. I thought for sure he was going to take a fat L.
Okay, so I think this is probably about comparable to Para's lead at this point in the first race, right? Because I think y'all were saying he had about a 15 or so second lead.
Yes. I think this is a little... Actually, yeah, this seems about right. I mean, at this point, it was like 10-ish, maybe even a little bit less, but yes. Looking very similar to race 1 here. Are we gonna see another punch? Boom!
Wow.
Dude, this is very sketchy. Like, when you do that, you rely a lot on the Fly Guy RNG. The punch is frame perfect, though, which is, like, very impressive to see that come out. Like, he also nailed it the first race, so to get it twice in a row is really impressive. But yeah, it's a very risky thing to go for when that's your last star.
I've seen Paracusia be able to react though, even if the Fly Guy, my bad, tries to do him wrong, do him dirty. Paracusia is able to react on time and go for the single jump.
Well, there's 3 situations. One is that he's in the normal spot, which is fine. If he aggroes you, you just do a jump kick. But if he shoots fire and you go up the left side, your long jump is like too low to make it there, so you're kind of screwed if he shoots fire at you. I'm pretty sure.
It'd be possible. I would buy that. Only if it was on sale though.
Yeah, probably.
Lava boost time for Para. Backing off a pro boost. Long jump time. He seems to go a little further left than a lot of runners on that pro. Nice pro ending though from him. Getting a little bit slowed down by that broken pillar, but all good.
All is good in the hood. A successful boost. Little slip ups here and there, but definitely gonna be happy with that one.
Both players heading back into the volcano yet again. Quick elevator tour for Para. Punkay shying away a little bit from the ending, but probably a pretty comparable time since he didn't get slowed down by the pillar. Okay. Punkay with his elevator tour, but Para gonna take care of some bully stars real quick. Some nice and easy ones. Let's see if he gets the triple bully kill here. Looks like he's in good position, and he's got it. Nice. Getting pushed a little bit forward by that third one, but still able to dispatch the big bully in very nice time.
Alright, gamers, I've just been informed that there's actually 4 Fly Guy behaviors. There's the shooting fire where he stays really far back, the instant aggro where he charges you, and in the middle, he can kind of dive as you long jump to him, which is preferable, or he can just kind of sit there and ignore you. So you kind of have 2 decent RNG, but the best one is if he dives at you after you long jump. But yeah, that's maybe neither here nor there, but always good to clear things up. Shoutouts to Para for providing the information.
Para always there to correct the record. Gotta respect it.
He will
chugging
never let
along.
the record stand uncorrected.
I mean, with how deep the tech is in this game, you gotta know every bit of the ins and outs, like, if you want to be a truly good player. Like, letting that misinformation persist just ends up making people play worse for no good reason, if that makes sense. Like, having, like, the truly correct information out there for everyone is ultimately better for everyone playing, I feel like.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Back at it again. Pretty much the same lead we saw from race 1. Now, in race 1, Paracusia did have a slip-up in Fire Sea, and that sort of seemed to be the start of the downward spiral. Had some slip-ups in Wet Dry World, and then Punkay pretty much rode the lead from there on out. Can Paracusia keep it going through Fire Sea? First, we got to get through Dark World. Sorry, Dire Docks.
And during this swimming, a word from our sponsor. Stay hydrated, bot. I hope you're drinking water, because if not, you will die. The end.
Thank you for the heads up. I am currently drinking some water. I hope you guys in the audience are drinking water as well. And rather than sugary and or caffeinated beverages, water does not make you feel like garbage.
Water
without
is
it,
the
you
healing
will still-
component. It's just too good, man. refreshing. It's got to be cold though. If you're drinking like lukewarm water, it's whatever. Get some ice in there.
See, I don't like ice in I don't like ice in anything. Here's the life hack that will change everyone in chat's life tonight. You ready? When you go to a fast food joint and you get a drink, tell them no ice. You'll get like double the liquid. Especially if you go to one of those places that uses that like pea gravel ice, like you will
Like
get double the liquid in your drink. It's
Yeah.
amazing. And it's the same price.
That is a fair strat, and those dispensers usually come out cold too, so you don't really need the ice. So that is a
Right,
bit
like-
of a hack.
Like, are you
brush
going to
up
be
on
drinking the
Paracusia.
drink for 3 hours? No, you're going to drink it with your meal and then you're going to be done. So just get it without ice.
But also, like, if you have like free access to the, you know, dispensary system, that, you know, you don't have to like pay for refills. Doesn't really matter. The only thing is if the ice melts, it kind of like dilutes the flavor of your drink if it's not water.
Very true. I want to start a campaign to ban pea gravel ice. That stuff should be illegal. I get that there are some heathens out there that like chewing on ice, and for some reason that's their preferred chew on ice, but like for people that actually like beverages, which is what ice is made for, like pea gravel ice, it just fills up so much of the cup that you get no liquid. It's terrible. But what isn't terrible, hopefully, is going to be Pear's Fire Sea here.
All right, bringing us back to reality. Para has to get this lava boost. He got early cycle last time, which put him, you know, pretty much from 15 seconds ahead to like 5. This is where it all went wrong. I guess that side flip kind of low, but holding back on that jump, he's able to get up the elevator shaft without any problems. Funky coming out here too, getting that long jump into the lava rather than 2 double jumps, or rather than the double jump into 2 wall kicks. Lots of doubles in that sentence, kind of got lost. But Para getting lava boost, Punky looking like he's going to make it as well. Getting burned though, this is bad. He's going to lose the good ending. Okay, avoiding that lava flame shooter. Punky did not get lava boost. He's gonna have to go for some kind of improv ending. Both of them looking kind of scuffed. Very weird fire sea. We do have Para once again in the lead.
And this looks like a much stronger lead than in his first race. But of course, upstairs could change all of that. And Pierre's probably thinking about it at this point. Wet Dry World 100 coming right up, and he lost a significant bit of time on that star last time, although a decent bit of it was RNG, so we'll have to see if he's able to make up more time this time around and prevent Punke from obtaining the lead.
How long can you keep Punke at bay? He is a very hungry man, very aggressive, wants it bad. Surely wants to just take the win here, close it out. 2-0 bop down. Is Paracusia going to open it up to a game 3 situation?
Yeah, Punky is like the lion. He's just unfazed by anything, but he is an apex predator. Para's like a tiger. He will like go at people.
Purposeful or not, Punke
combative.
likes playing with his food too. Like he doesn't seem to get that great of a lobby and basement, like I said before this match. And that kind of lulls you into a false sense of security, like, oh, I'm ahead of Punke. I'm in a pretty decent spot. I shouldn't lay off the gas, but Para missing 2 coins off that first skeeter. This could be pretty dire. Goes for the double-double, but yet no connection again. Gonna have to grab that 1 coin kind of out of the way, but still good. Has to miss the box.
Now the Skeeter is coming out of his way to ruin Para's life.
Oh,
He
man.
was in a good spot, but now Para's got to get back for these blue coins. If he missed that, that would have been really bad because he already missed 2 coins, which would have meant that with the 2 backup boxes, he wouldn't have had enough coins to actually get 100. And I think he would have had to do like arrow lifts or something and lose a whole lot of time. But yeah, that was close. In the last race, I don't think, was it Punke who had to get the backup box? I forget.
I believe it was Para, but I was only listening to audio on the drive, so I don't know.
Yeah, quite rare that you see that happen. Punky getting amped. But yeah, backup box is pretty rare. Even though it is a pretty RNG heavy star, usually people get through it with enough coins.
Oh, Para misses the chuck you grabbed first try, but manages to get it second, although kind of at a weird angle. Has to go back for this last coin. His lead is getting cut way down, but I mean, last race it was lead get cut down by Fire Sea, then lead get lost in Wet Dry 100. This time around, it's Fire Sea goes okay, but then the lead gets cut a little bit here. So I think he's definitely better off with this deal.
Yeah, let's see, 20 to 7 fade out compared to a 20 to 11, maybe 12, so 5 seconds, maybe 4. Not much at all.
Oh, he lost the lead on triple jump wall kick. That's my bad. I thought he lost it on the previous star. This is what you get for having audio-only commentary.
Oh,
No,
no!
this is the wall kick again!
How is he not getting that wall kick opportunity? Another huge blow. It still needs to do another one. Oh, this is rough.
And he didn't even break the box on his first descent, so wasting just a little bit more time, but nothing compared to how much he lost to that wall kick there.
Yeah, he really got the runaround from that star, and once again, that puts Punkay in the lead. And Punkay being very consistent on these triple jump wall kick stars, it's gotta be said, he's not really gonna give you an opening here. Perry going for another triple jump wall kick though, will he get it? Yes, he does. The less time save one.
Back in the trunk. Yep. That's about how it goes. And it's looking like one of those cars without that emergency release lever. If he wants to get out of this trunk, he might have to just jump out onto the road. But there is that very small chance that Punkay stops the car when that happens, and Para runs into the driver's seat from that.
Okay.
But like I said earlier, Punkay will not have a strong early game, but once he gets into his stride, he's not stopping.
Para might have to dress up as a state patrol officer or highway patrol. You know, pull Punkay over, ask him to get out of the car, and just hijack it and run. That might be the only way to win.
That's a genius idea, Badronis. I think that might just be what we see. Perhaps. Very good decision.
Punkay cruising at a steady, maybe 65, 70 miles per hour.
Stupid.
You know, not going
secrets.
so fast as to maybe attract the attention of any cops that might be around, but going fast enough to get to his destination in a timely manner. If Para wants to catch up, he's going to have to really play a stellar game.
Oh, Punkay with the ground pound into the water, though. Losing a bit of time here. And then lands right on the pipe instead of in the pipe. Mountain clip was good, though. At least something about this strat worked out for him.
Pretty good for both. Para, nice dustless rollout as opposed to a little bit of dust from Punkay.
It looks like Para has found the release lever from the trunk and is slowly creeping his way back into the back seat.
Is this one of those, like, are we talking about a car where the trunk is like separate? Like, whereas like a minivan, the trunk is usually like just behind the back seats.
Okay, so like I'm talking about a sedan where like either in the trunk or somewhere in the back seat, there's a little lever you can pull where the back seats, the seat backs fold down to give you access to the trunk in case you're trying to transport some really long object that won't fit in the trunk, but it will fit in the trunk plus back seat. That's the type of thing I'm talking about. And Para found that lever, pulled it, and so he's like slowly tilting the seat backs down so that he can get into the main cab of the car.
Now you're talking, that makes sense. Well, I'm on the same page.
See, we can make sense in the comms booth. It's not impossible.
Sometimes it's too hard.
Just like sometimes TTM can be too hard, but let's see. Punkay, breezeless.
Okay, there we go.
It connects. Breezeless
Going
is
for a
free.
very fast setup. Not getting it.
Ah,
That looks
just not
so
quite
good,
enough height.
too.
That looks so good. That looks so close, though.
I think if he maybe took like another half second to set it up, he might have got it, but it was just like barely not enough height on the wall kick.
Now Punkay with his mountain clip stars here. Behind the waterfall, probably the more dangerous of the two. Let's see it happen. Has to get 2 wall kicks, but he does get the ledge grab just fine.
Here, a firstie. Can he maybe convert a better ending? Yes, he does.
Nice.
Right. Punky is still ahead, not by that much, but that breezeless mistake certainly gave him a bit of cushioning. You know, maybe he had like one of those kind of taxi dividers where the driver is kind of secured from anyone in the back seat.
Paracusia gonna need to bust out the power tools, the power drill at this point, crack the cage, bust a couple screws out.
I mean, he's got
Sounds
about
good.
as far to go as we've already taken this analogy. Very nice blast to the lonely shroom from Punkay. This Para also goes for the same star. Pretty well the same star order on both sides.
Big jump into the lonely mushroom star. Punkay is on TTM Reds, which is his last in the stage. And I think it's Para's last as well.
Playing it somewhat conservative, no speed kick, no jump dive there, or dive rollout rather. Para looks like about the same.
We're going for that small mushroom rollout. Maybe saving a little bit of time here. Let's see this wall kick, and that's good. Better
Nice.
ending as well. He's going to drop right on the start. Punkay, I think, had to air strafe just a little bit. Oh, Para landed a bit low. Kind of surprising. Thought he had plenty of space.
But Punkay rocking the lead going into Snowman's Land, blinding us as per usual. Make sure to get your sunglasses out. Every time he re-enters it, it is a whole new journey, like a solar flare. But another clean Snowman's head. We did see a small slip up in Paracusia, but this one looks all good.
Good stuff. You know, I recently have been watching like the original Carl Sagan Cosmos because I've never seen it before. That is some good television.
That is like the best show that has ever aired. I adore every episode of that.
It's so fantastic, like how he was able to communicate everything in a way that was, you know, interesting enough, but very accessible. I think it really is like the first of its kind, and also like most of it is still accurate. Like he didn't really say anything that was untrue or that's been like proven incorrect. Some things that we just didn't really know too well until afterwards, but it's stood the test of time very well.
I will say, slight serious time. There's a book from Carl Sagan called The Demon Haunted World: Science as a Candle in the Dark. Everyone go read that book. It is a just complete eye-opener about like how curiosity and critical thinking can go together and how to exercise critical thinking in your daily life. Like one of his main points in the book is everyone is curious about science and scientific things, but a lot of people fill it with kind of like science, like ancient aliens type stuff, or like the search for Atlantis or whatever. But like there is really cool science that will fill that same curiosity. You just have to be like actively search to find it.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
sounds good. I like this book club recommendation here. It reminds me, I think it was one of the. Go ahead, Simply.
Commentators, you know, derailing a bit. Perhaps both of them could be in the cosmos as we speak.
We are all part of the cosmos. I mean,
That's true, actually. Fair point.
that's like one of the most, I think, iconic lines is that like we are made of star stuff, or like everyone is made up of the cosmos or something. I forget what the actual line is.
I think the part of that show that like impacted me the most was when he was on that like planetary viewer where he was able to look up and see like various planets, whether they supported life, what their history was like. And he went to Earth and it was like looking at Earth as if it was in a history book. Like, will we survive in the long term, or will we end up destroying ourselves somehow? Or will we get destroyed by something? No one really knows.
Yeah, we all get destroyed by Punkay, a massive robotic mecha terror meltdown of our society.
Punkay's raw consciousness will be
Technological.
harvested into the first AI that goes rogue. You heard it here
And
first,
then-
folks.
That's how the world ends.
Codename Pinecone Pancake.
Pinecone Pancake. What's Paris' nickname?
Cyclops?
The Punkay is also Cyclops. Is he like Cyclops Jr. as opposed to Cyclops Sr.? Like Carl Jr.'s, but I don't think these are Carl Sr.'s.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
It's a good question. One worth pondering on for a while, but at the moment we have some crazy. Man, look at it go. Mario moving 56 stars for Pancake. Oh, the missed wall kick. No!
Parrot keeps getting bad angles somehow. I don't even know how.
Nice. Oh, I thought that was gonna hit. No
Oh.
luck.
Losing a ton of time to Christmas Miracle. This is not the star that you really would think that Parrot would lose this much time to.
Yeah.
But he does finally grab it as Punkay. One more star to go. Amazing emergency exit.
Bit of fake sync, but
It's real to me.
star apart.
Putting my hand above in the upper right corner. This is a tied race right now. Going to be absolutely insane going into Tippy. Cannot wait to see what these players bust out. Is Punkay just going to close it out? Say goodbye. Oh, the bop on the head. Concussion delivered to Paracusia. Big fat boulder.
And that was like so far away. I'm not exactly sure how that hit. It's pretty weird.
All right, let's check the fade out here. Punkay, 39-37. Para looking to be like maybe 15 behind. He has emergency exit as his last, which is the shortest. So let's see.
Not too far behind, but again, and like Electric was saying earlier, if Punkay's got the lead going into the Tippy, that is an extremely scary position to be in.
I mean, it's hard to deal with. Like, it is such a hard stage that I wouldn't say Punkay is 100% consistent at it, but he's the closest out of anyone. And, I mean, it just... The nerves going against someone like Punkay, is, especially when you're in a position like Para, where you know you have the raw skills to beat him, you just have to execute. I mean, Tippy is not a stage that plays kindly with nerves. But let's see how it plays out. Punkay, very nice setup for Lakitu bounce, and he's good to go. Just needs a couple of jumps up the slope. He's pretty much up there, just needs to get through the ending now. Para probably going to go for a slightly more risky form of the boost. Or bounce, rather. Nope, he's going to be going instead for swinging in the breeze. I wonder if that was just a little bit of a mistake.
Whoa. Oh yeah, he must have messed something up. He must have not been on pace for the cycle. I don't know what happened specifically. Good backup. It's pronounced a Welco clip. You just have to clear that up.
Punkay getting that ledge grab there, a little bit of a scary position. When you have to wall kick off that, it's a bit iffy whether or not you'll actually get the grab.
Couple hiccups there on tricky triangles. Paracusia again, no fear in his bones. Glitchy wall kick. Quick grab on the pole.
Cleaning things out so far. Let's see how Reds goes for Punkay here. Nope, gonna be going for swinging instead first.
Punkay
Keeping
and
Reds
Para
for
both.
last.
Punkay and Para are both people who have gone for the kind of upper route, swinging in the breeze with the pro strat. Neither of them going to risk it this race, it seems. There is so much time you can lose on this star without knowing it. We'll see if Para can get through without any big mistakes. So if you fall down, get some bonks, they can be really costly in the maze. Especially if you miss
Five
red
slides,
coins.
beautiful.
Quite good.
Quite Gucci in the gang, as some might say.
Yeah, just you.
Hey, don't be so rude. Look, it's not Sim's fault that he tries to be one with the children.
Okay, that's fair.
And a quick turnaround and attitude from Badgeronis. Electric here to defend the commentator. Very much appreciated as we wrap up Rainbow Ride. Punkay still rocking the lead, but Paracusia is on him. The pressure applying. But TikTok clock is where we saw it all unfold last time. Paracusia, triangle's a little bit too tricky. Get
Nice
it? Because
speed
the
kick.
triangles are
Beautiful
tricky?
speed kick back up there.
All right. Punkay grabbing that toad, entering the tick-tock clock.
This clock is not talking right now, though. Completely stopped. Can he bop? Or is he going to get blocked? Or popped? Or shot?
Here's the
guess I
first
would
opportunity
say
for one of those things to happen, and it doesn't. No
I'm
shock this
blocked
time.
with shot, but
Come on, give it to me. That's close enough.
Is the
that
clock
was
gonna
good.
let Punkay shoot his shot? Or is he gonna die at the hands of the thoughts?
Okay.
Oh, an early ground pound. Unfortunate. Did not see that as part of the plot.
Yeah, you thought, but little did you know, Punkay taking a big fat bonk, not rhyming at all. That's
Seems
just
like he's experiencing a
bit of
clot.
thought.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I took it. I was just
I couldn't think of
commentator
anything else.
overzealous. It's all good. All right, Punkay wrapping it up. Paracusia deciding to go for time moving, but little slip-ups here and there. Costing him time. We'll see if Punkay has those as well, but right now still looking like Punkay rocking a juicy lead.
All right, more time moving. Triple jump wall kicks, getting a hand from the audience, who is always ecstatic to watch Paracusia play, knowing that he is pretty much Jesus incarnate.
The commentators, however, of course, not getting any hands, only getting criticized by the chat.
Just a bunch of stream monsters.
I mean, that's just tradition, though. That's how you react to commentary, is you just complain and say that you do it better, even though you never try.
Oh my goodness, the absolute
Topical.
mad lads in the commentary booth lashing out at the chat. The skin not thick enough to handle the complaints. Para, well,
Getting
oh,
This is a messy start to this hundo coin.
quite messy, yeah. I thought he was just gonna like go for reds or something. Oh,
Oh,
maybe the triple jump. Para
This is-
maybe
Oh,
getting a
God.
bit stuck on an unlikely position in
Thought I
the
was-
star.
Oh, I was caught in a loop there for a second. My goodness, Paracusia absolutely melting down. And that might possibly be the nail in the coffin.
Might be handing Punkay the crown.
This whole time we were arguing whether it was a sedan or whatnot, but it clearly is a hearse. Punkay is driving Paracusia to the graveyard to deposit his sad sack into the ground.
That is... I'm just
Legend
gonna
has it, a
break...
few people in the community were still clinging on as it was lowered into the grave.
I'm just gonna break the chain here and just say, Sim, that is the most wonderful analogy conversion I've ever heard in my life. You need a gold star for that. I will make you a gold star.
Thank you very much. You gave me the setup. Talking about what kind of car it is, you got me into place there, so it all came together. But Punkay going for his 70th star. Paracusia still with work left to be done. 2 more necessary. Punkay very comfortable. He's got his waifu body pillow with him in bed, and he's just sitting there with some nice slippers and a cup of hot cocoa.
Who thinks he's in bed? I mean, he's definitely just playing WoW at this point to celebrate.
He's playing WoW either way, whether it's to celebrate or not, he's going to be playing.
I was exactly thinking that. Like, you might see one of those things where it's like a person feeling a certain emotion, it's the same facial expression for anything. Like, Punkay after a win, Punkay after a loss, Punkay after the season ends, Punkay when the season's about to begin, just like the exact same WoW screenshot. Like, loading, joining server, here we go, you know. That's pretty much the life of Puncayshun.
I'm still waiting for the one race that Punkay's on pace for a 50, and instead of finishing the race, he just switches his stream over to the WoW loading screen. It's gonna happen one day. I don't know what day that'll be. It'll be a sad one, but it's gonna happen.
It's a fair call. Definitely possible. But Punkay, we saw in game 1, it was even closer, and he didn't go for the triple jump wall kick. Of course, not going to go for it again. Doesn't even want to give Paracusia the chance. And actually, a good point was brought up in race 1. Even if Paracusia was closer, the time save from doing triple jump wall kick isn't enough to give him another Miss Bowser throw, you know? So even if he doesn't do it, he's still going to be in the same position when it comes to the throws. But here we go. Another 48 on deck. The man just pumps them out. It's the 48 factory. Game 2, semifinals of D1, and he just mechanical. First throw.
Bowser walks out not knowing what he's getting into. He's about to get the booty clapping of a lifetime out here. Punkay with the insane Olympic shot put mechanical abilities.
Boom.
Another 48. Was there
Bowser
ever
never had a
any
chance.
doubt?
I mean,
And dang. Go ahead.
Lake Lop Society.
if there's any real takeaway from this, it's that D Whatever has his work cut out for him. Punkay, the reigning champ, showing in this season all the way through this match, again, why he was that champion, why he is the king of consistency. And anyone wanting to dethrone him, their uphill battle is up a 89-degree slope. It is a slope, but barely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that match. If anybody's going to take down Punkay, it's going to be D Whatever. I mean, I thought Paracusia had a great shot, but a couple slip-ups here and there. Punkay's not going to provide any openings just like that. But D Whatever versus Punkay is going to be a spicy one for sure. So with that, playing for third place is going to be Benji and Paracusia. Playing for that first place.
Yeah, these are both
Season 2 winner. It's going to be Punkay versus D Whatever.
Yeah, these are both very worthy semifinals, but just D Whatever and Punkay are too dominant right now. We're gonna have to see when they clash. Will it be the unstoppable force or the immovable object? Who knows? But it's gonna be one for the ages. D Whatever, playing the best mechanical game anyone's ever played, but Punkay, absolutely robotic. It seems almost impossible for him not to 48. We'll have to see. Hopefully, you guys will be there for that. I know I will. We won't have any interviews because this was pre-recorded, but Punkay going to be taking the 2-0, securing yet another grand final appearance, and that'll be it from us.
Stick around, folks. We've got the 120-star showcase race coming up between Paracusia and Super Viper in just a little while, scheduled for 10 p.m. EST, so in about 15 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with that.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's been a pleasure.